With a perfect mix of carbs, fat, and salt, a fast food meal is hard to resist. But what is that fast food meal doing to your body? Well, a study out of UC San Diego had participants eat a single high-calorie, high-carb McDonald's breakfast. That single meal caused enzymes that are supposed to stay in their digestive tract to leak into their bloodstream, where they continue to do their job of digesting proteins. Unfortunately, you don't want those blood proteins to be digested. Certain ones, your insulin receptors, were being cleaved off in these participants. That sets the stage for chronic weight gain and diabetes. We will go into the study in this video.
Okay, so we are talking about this study and the methods they used. They took, I think it was 30 people. I think they had 3 groups of 10, and they divided them up by kind of their blood sugar levels. So they had normal healthy people, they had a group of pre-diabetic people, and they had a group of what they considered type 2 diabetics. So now they had each of the 3 groups fast for 12 hours, and then they fed them a McDonald's breakfast, which consisted of an Egg McMuffin, 2 hash browns, orange juice, and hot chocolate.
Right. Not an inconceivable American breakfast.
No, that's probably one that we've all had at some point or another. Now they tested their blood prior to the meal and after the meal, and sometimes up to 5 hours after the meal.
Yeah, and what they were looking for, what they hypothesized, was that this high-calorie, high-carb meal would cause proteases, which are enzymes that digest proteins, to leak out of their digestive tract and into their bloodstream, where they can literally eat away insulin receptors on certain blood cells. And so our cells have receptors on them that act kind of like a lock. And then we have tiny particles that come in and act like keys and tell that cell to do certain things. Insulin is one of those keys, and it attaches to an insulin receptor on certain cells, and it tells that cell to take up sugar out of the blood and use it for energy. Well, if that insulin receptor is destroyed, insulin can't tell it what to do. And now we have set up the scenario where we have blood sugar that's increasing in the bloodstream and insulin that's increasing because the insulin doesn't have anywhere to go. And that creates a condition called insulin resistance, which we talk a lot about on this channel. This study actually kind of gives us some real new insight into how insulin resistance can develop.
All right. So let's talk about the results. So all of the participants, normal, pre-diabetic, and type 2 diabetics, all experienced an increase in these proteases in their blood. They all had this leaky gut thing going on. Right? Now, so the normal, healthy people, they recovered a lot faster, but all the participants showed increased inflammation, increased protease activity,
and so even a young person with a good healthy blood sugar would show increased inflammation after eating this one meal, an increased amount of proteases, which can cleave off those proteins in your bloodstream. So basically, this one meal was creating leaky gut. If you've ever heard that term thrown around, that is essentially what's happening. It's allowing cells to leave the digestive tract particles to leave the digestive tract that aren't supposed to be leaving it.
It's not good.
No, and really, to kind of the whole broad conclusion that we come to with this is that you can't outrun a bad diet.
No, and this is one single meal. So you think about, in years past, and a lot of people still today, you see the drive-through line at McDonald's is packed day, night, anytime. Some people are doing this multiple times a day, not just one day in a week. So, and we want to kind of make the point too that we're not against having a cheat meal or a cheat day every few months. In fact, I've got one coming up that I'm looking very much forward to.
For our birthday.
But, if you're having them more often than that, and
Yeah.
it consists of something like this is fat food,
Right.
in the bad, fried in the grease, the bad grease, the oils and all that stuff.
Right.
If you're doing one of these, I've seen some cyclic kind of diet plans where maybe every Saturday, you get a day off. You may be setting yourself up for some real problems.
Right. Right. And, whether this was due to the high calories, the high carbs, the poor oils that I'm sure were in the fast food meal, they weren't able to speculate on that. But it's just something that we wanted to share with you. And hey, if you're looking to kind of get things on track, you need to get off of this fast food roller coaster that you're on. Check out our programs. We'll send you over to our website, and you can take a look at those. And thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next week. Thanks.